Welcome to Mascot Madness 2019, where we break down the NCAA bracket based solely on the team's mascots. With me here is Corey Ripmaster, alum of the University of Kansas Jayhawks.
That's right, Rock Chalk Jayhawks. And with me as always, Central Florida alum Eddie Mujica.
That's right, we used to be the Golden Knights, now we're just the Knights.
Let's get to the picks.
Our first matchup has the Duke Blue Devils against either the North Carolina Central Eagles or the North Dakota State Bison.
Well, I think between the Eagles and the Bison, I'm going to go Eagles. They've got the talons, they're more ferocious, but it really doesn't matter because either team is going to lose in that next round against the Blue Devils. We're talking supernatural abilities now with a Blue Devil. Hands down, that's the winner.
Another possible matchup is the Belmont Bruins or the Temple Owls against the Maryland Terrapins. Now, Corey, what is a terrapin?
Terrapin's a kind of turtle. You just flip them over on their backs and it's pretty much a done deal. Between Bruins and Owls, I'm going to go Bruins. That's a bear. An owl is a wise creature, but I don't think its smarts can handle the sheer brute force of a bear.
I would go with the owl. Nocturnal, can strike at any time, and it does have a rotating neck that can see 360 degrees.
You don't want to discount that kind of vision. All right, next, moving on in the East, we've got the Mississippi State Bulldogs versus the Liberty Flames. Who do you see here?
Well, it all depends on the size of this fire. A flame seems like it could be just a couple of flickers. Now you're facing part of the canine family, which is probably the weakest one, I would say. Just in the sense of the injury history, you're talking skin allergies, respiratory issues, shortened lifespan,
Absolutely.
Which might not even last for the length of this tournament.
No.
So I think I'm going to side with the Flames.
Moving on, we've got the Virginia Tech Hokies and the St. Louis Billikens.
I have no idea what either one is.
That's good that you mentioned that because neither one is a goddamn thing. We've got the Marquette Eagles and the Murray State Racers. In this case, the Racers is short for racehorses.
Racehorses, or is a horse racer the person who races the horse? Because if that's the case, then the eagle can easily fly in, swoop.
Oh yeah, if we're just talking a jockey?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
He doesn't stand a chance against an eagle. The Virginia Cavaliers versus the Gardner-Webb Running Bulldogs.
Okay, so we've got more Bulldogs. These are running now.
Yeah, I see. I feel like this only enhances the problem that we've already talked about with Bulldogs.
This is the fact that this Bulldog is running is not helping its case.
In fact, a Bulldog that's running is going to get winded and stop and sit there panting before the Cavalier has finished mounting his horse. Next, a very interesting matchup. The Kansas State Wildcats versus the University of California at Irvine Anteaters.
I want so bad for the Anteater to be victorious, but I don't think this will bode well.
How can you not root for the Anteater?
I think we have a clip.
Oh, so they've played before.
Yes. This is not the first time that a Wildcat and an Anteater have faced off.
That Anteater, much more bizarre looking than I realized.
And see, this is where the Wildcat is not living up to its name. It's just kind of sitting there, letting the Anteater have its way.
I think he's lulling him to sleep. He's doing a little Ali type of rope-a-dope.
Round one, fight! Flawless victory.
Our next matchup is the Iowa State Cyclones against the Ohio State Buckeyes.
Growing up in Kansas, I've seen many a cyclone, many a tornado. Buckeye, it's a tree.
Fun fact, where I grew up, we had a popular dance song called Cyclone.
So you grew up with a sort of a positive idea of cyclones.
That's right.
Whereas I saw them as deadly killers. Eddie, who do you see in the Final Four?
It's mythical matchups for me. I'm going Blue Devils, Billikens, Sun Devils, and Jayhawks. We've got two different types of devils. They're both up to mischief, but when you get all four and you gotta pick one, I'm going Blue Devils with just the edge being the blue flame hotter than that of a Sun Devil.
I'm looking at it a little differently. I'm seeing coming out of the East is my upset special. I'm going to go with the Liberty Flames. I think they start off by beating those Bulldogs. The flame only grows, and then pretty soon you've got an out-of-control wildfire. And I don't think any of the other teams in that region have the capability of any sort of a water irrigation system to put that fire out. Coming out of the West, I like the Red Raiders. They're organized, they're angry, they're ready to fight. Coming out of the South, for a similar topic, the Colgate Raiders. Again, you've got a group of marauders. They can't be stopped.
But they have a wonderful team.
Absolutely. Ultimately, prevailing, I'm going with the Iowa State Cyclones. They are so much stronger than you realize. They are something to be reckoned with. If you see the Cyclones in the Final Four, head to the basement. I think they're going to win. I think it's going to be an exciting time. Mascot Madness is always my favorite time of year.
Oh my God, such a pleasure. We see each other once a year.
Exactly.
It's fantastic.
Fantastic.
See you
Good to
here.
see you. I will see you in 12 months.